What's up, everybody? I'm Chef Mike Jerez.
I'm John Baruti.
And we are the Million Dollar Food Guys.
What's this episode bringing to the great subscribers?
We are going to talk about industry burnout.
Burnout!
That's not the kid smoking the cigarettes outside the high school door.
No, it's not the token. It's not the token.
No, it's very prevalent as most industries too, is you do this, but our industry is very, very, very prone to burnout. And it's because of the long hours and the stress.
Yeah.
The stress will destroy you, and it also... The hours that we put in to be successful are insane. And again, not to mention names, but guys like Jimmy Capone, Dave, some famous subs, these guys are putting 70, 80 hours to keep their businesses alive.
I remember a couple of years ago, Dave would come to the restaurant, and I don't think he's still doing this, but Dave was working another job just to support his sub shop.
Right.
And we've all done that in one way or another, that we've done a side hustle or we're doing something else just to basically, I don't know, finance our dream or what we thought is a dream and becomes a nightmare. I mean,
it's crazy,
right?
And especially like for me, I always had one day off a week, and I always about 70 hours. That was my average, 70, 75 hours. But there was times when I would lose that day off because someone called out or didn't come in and everything. So now you're at almost 85 plus hours a week, which is burnout. And
insane.
It's not 85 sitting down like we're doing. No. It's in a 125 degree kitchen or bakery with massive amount of heat coming out. You're sweating profusely, and you're peaking out on your stress. So those hours are hard hours.
In a bread truck, 1,000 degrees, trying to get to 60 customers, and you're running 2 hours behind because your driver called you at midnight when he should have been in at 10 o'clock and said, "Oh, I'm shitting on the pot. I can't get off. I have to." You call me at 12 o'clock at night? You're supposed to be in at 10 o'clock at night. So now you got to get out of bed. You worked all day, right? Now you got to work all night. And years and years and years of that, it adds up. It adds up.
You know, and we're both been doing this a long time. So now the point in our lives moving forward is it's hard. I mean, listen, if I do 40 hours a week, that's a lot right now for me. Yeah. And even that is like a lot.
Yeah. And it took him a long time to get there.
Yes, but I also I threw the ball to my staff, rely on them to do the 60 hours a week and for them to pick up the slack. Yeah. And I'm and I always said this, and it's a great analogy, is I am the conductor of the orchestra.
No doubt.
And I have the stick, and the band is playing and warming up way before I get there. I just come on stage, I do my gig, I leave. They still have to wrap up their shit and put it all away where I can just get in the car and leave. And I conduct the orchestra, and that's what pretty much my job is now. Because of the burnout factor, it's so massive that your brain actually turns to mush.
Yeah. The cliche is work on your business, not in your business. And I can tell you personally, when people used to say that, I wanted to fucking strangle them.
Yeah, no.
Because as your business is growing, right? I can't afford another guy. I can't do this. I can't.
Right.
And me and Mike had a conversation many years ago. You know, my dad passed away when he was 49. I was 21. My dad had a restaurant for many years, and he was burnt out. He was to the point that me and Mike are. Mike more because I've been fortunate enough to sell the bakery, right? So that has taken so much stress off me. So much stress. It's amazing. And when you have that stress relieved, you don't realize how much it was causing to screw your body up and your mentalness.
Absolutely.
I truly believe that the stress and all the shit I've been through these couple of years probably either gave me cancer or exacerbated the cancer that I had.
I agree.
Right? Absolutely.
And same with me with diabetes. Like my doctor even told me, the more stress you have, your blood sugar, no matter how much insulin you take, no matter how much good you eat, your blood sugar is going to go through the roof. Yeah. And because it excites it. The stress excites everything in your body.
Yes.
It elevates it.
Yes.
Now, I saw your dad, and I probably told you this, but the last year of your dad's life, I worked at Rondo's.
Okay.
When I came back from wherever I was.
That was 1992.
Yes, I was living somewhere, and I came back. And I was working at Rondo's.
Okay.
And actually, the last 2 years, yeah, because then I went to the Bluffs.
Okay.
So.
And did you see my dad at Rondo's?
I did.
He was there all the time.
Every other day, your dad was there.
Yeah.
He would come in and get something, either whatever. But he'd always have the Merit hanging out of the cigarette.
Yeah.
Right? And he was really thin. Your dad was always a thin guy, but he was thin. Yeah. But he had that look of tired on his face.
Yeah.
Like really tired. Because Tommy Faye owned Rondo's at the time, and he was like consulting with your dad on how to do things. Like he would ask your dad, hey, how do you do this? And I was just like in transition of, because I was out of culinary school, I was in transition waiting for my next big gig.
Right.
So I was just like, my neighbor owned it, I was making subs, making pizzas, whatever.
Stuff.
And it was cool, I got to learn that because later on I owned a bunch of pizzerias in the restaurants, so it worked out to be pretty knowledgeable. But your dad would always, because you started up the Italian distribution, and you were doing the locatelli cheese, you were doing dried pasta, you were doing the smoked mozzarella.
Tomatoes,
so he would come in and tell me, and he'd be like, Michael, talk to John. He's got a nice olive oil for you. He's got a nice pasta for you. He would always, and then he'd bring me in samples. He would always bring me like an import.
My dad was so excited. Like that excited him because so many years in the restaurant business. Like I can remember at the end, my dad was shot. He couldn't come up with new. My dad was always ahead of his time, always serving food that nobody around us. People in New York might have been doing it, but around here, nobody. Polenta, soft shell crab, rabbit that we raised and killed. Like nobody was doing this stuff. Pizzerias were around, so he always was ahead of everybody. But the last couple of years, he was doing the same thing over and over. And a lot of it was, an episode ago we were talking about Karens. And back in the day, it wasn't as bad, but still, if people didn't appreciate what you did, you did all this work, all this time, all this stuff, and then people wouldn't appreciate it, you'd be like, oh my God, I had
the Italian restaurant back in the day was chicken parmesan, spaghetti and meatballs, baked ziti, and it was manicotti or stuffed shell or lasagna. And that's all it really was. There wasn't even like frances back in the day or piccata. It was really basic 101. But that's what the people thought Italian was. So his dad owned a beautiful Italian restaurant and does Northern Italian cuisine the right way, and people look at him going, where's the chicken parmesan? Where's the baked ziti? Where's the stuffed shells? His dad
Why are you doing frog raw? Well, I don't even know what frog wow. His
dad, but he had to conform, remember, just to make ends meet because people weren't buying the stuff that he was doing.
My mother would walk through that kitchen and put down a ticket with chicken, and my dad's chicken parmesan was outstanding.
I'm sure
it was
probably the best.
Outstanding. He would get so effing pissed off. Shani, I'm not gonna do one more of these pieces of shit. She's like, Ezio, just give the people what they want.
Yeah. Like I said, the best Italian hot dog I've ever had was your dad when we would go there and do prep and hang out and play. And he set the standard in my life for Italian hot dogs. And which is, I haven't found one yet.
I know, we talked about this.
That can do that.
To get back to the episode as far as burnout, we have a lot of friends in the industry, right? And I know most of them that I talk to. I'm not in the baking business anymore, but I still talk to a lot of people. And I would say 95% of everybody that are our friends are our age. They've been in the business forever, and they're done. And the reality is how do you combat that, right? So if you're still in the restaurant business, right? And for you, your health is an issue,
absolutely,
right? For 100%. Me, it was. That's why I had to get out. But you're still doing it every day.
Yeah, for those who don't know, I retired from cooking because I just can't stand on my feet. I have no toes and my diabetes and I have neuropathy. I can't feel anything. So I can't physically do the cooking, but it doesn't.
Yet the restaurant is still outstanding.
It doesn't mean that I'm still not involved. I do all the ordering. I do all of the specials. I write the menus. I buy all the plates.
Gordon Ramsay.
So like all
those guys don't cook.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I get it, but so just and I never really announced it at the restaurant that I retired because
you really didn't.
And I didn't because I didn't want people to go, well, if he's not there, then I don't. Yeah. Even though I haven't really cooked in probably 5-6 years, maybe.
The only
probably about 6 years.
The only thing I wish you would do, and I've said this to you, but I think you are so burnt out. Is the only thing I would like for you to do is not go and cook. Not go and do anything. Not go during the day.
I know what you're going to say.
Just go at night, relax during the day, and put your chef coat on.
And just walk around and talk to people.
Because that's what the customers want. And they don't need to see you cooking.
They do.
They
but
need to see
you know what?
you.
I do so much during the day that for me to do a day and a night would be impossible. But you know what the other issue I have? And it goes back to the Karens. I don't want to walk up to you and go, "How was your meal?" It was terrible. You're the worst chef ever. This meal, I want it for free. See, because I would either, I would tell them to go this,
but you know 99% of the people.
I would break a plate over their head and walk away. Like, I don't want it, my stress level. You know, listen, they're great, but there is going to be that one table, and I don't want to hear it. I just don't want to hear it. I'll let somebody else hear it.
Yeah, no, I understand. You know, listen, this is why I got out. This is why I got out. Because no matter how many people were appreciative and loved the product, there's those people that didn't, and I didn't want to pick up the phone anymore. I didn't want to have to go be the solution anymore. I didn't want to be the guy that had to go, and I'm sorry, Joe. I know the driver put it in the wrong spot. I know he left it out for the 100th effing time in the rain. I didn't want to do that anymore. Yeah. And again, I was... Like you were forced to stop cooking.
Yes.
I was forced to sell the bakery. I had to. Because I couldn't have gone through what I gone through.
Absolutely, 100%.
Even mentally, I couldn't have owned it.
Yeah, no, it would have been a nightmare.
Right, so I know what it's like. And I still own the ice cream store. It's different, seasonal, this and that.
Yep.
And it's still a stress. I'm still stressing out about the fact that we have to go through the summer. I can barely get through a 5-hour day, nonetheless a 10-hour day. Right. So I'm concerned about the summer.
Sure.
Right? But I still have half the worries, or a quarter of the worries I had before. So the question here is, if you're still in the business, how do you stay fresh? How do you combat the burnout? And my answer is, you have to take time. You have to take time for yourself. We talked about when I came in today, you talked about, you know what, before the summer I'm going to go clear my head. Yeah. Right? And take a little vacation.
Yeah, I'm going to go. Yeah,
and I really believe that even if you don't have the money, I know this, listen, I'm the finance guy, right? So I'm the guy that's telling you, listen, scrimp here, scrape there. But at some point, even if you have to put it on your credit card to get away, to clear your head.
Absolutely.
It's the smartest. It's probably the most profitable thing you'll do.
So the reality is you got to make the time. I mean, you really have to make the time, and no matter what the cost is, and if you don't, it's going to affect you long term.
Taking the time for vacation, taking the time to spend with your family, taking the time, basically just taking the time.
And do, like I said, when I go over, I like, and it's subtle. I don't have to like break out notes or anything, but it's just a little R&D. See who's doing what. I'm very observant. I watch every single thing in the movements and everybody.
First of all, if you own a business and you go on vacation and you're not doing research, I'm sorry, you're an idiot. And I'm going to tell you why. Because every vacation that you take as an entrepreneur, restaurant, landscaper, ice cream store, they should be 90% deductible. 90% legally deductible. I don't want to go on to a rant on my finance stuff, but if you're going on vacation, all you need to do, go to a restaurant, talk to the chef, talk to the owner. You're doing research for your restaurant. You just said it, right? You're taking notes, you're taking pictures. That is legally allowed, right? All of a sudden, airfare, all that stuff is deductible. You can put that legally. You can put that on your business account, and so let your accountant worry about how much and all that stuff. But but you should do that. Now, we both just said you need to go and relax, and you do. And that vacation is to relax. But all you have to do is a little bit of research in your industry. Now you're less stressed because that's coming off your taxes. It's coming off your taxes.
It's great.
So you're not to go into a whole thing. The burnout is real, right? Me and Mike both are definitely, I went through it. I'm coming down from it now. I definitely went through a depressed stage, without a doubt. Right? No doubt. And that's a bad place to be. I never even thought I could, depressed, what is that, right? I mean, because we're go. But reality, I definitely went through it.
It's crazy.
So you need to take care of yourself. And you need to spend time for yourself. And you need to spend time on yourself.
I mean, I miss cooking. I really do. I miss being behind the line. I miss the action. I miss and sometimes when a guy calls out or we're shorthanded, I can't go back there and help him because I can't make it. But I tell you what, I want to so bad. I want to get behind the stoves again, grab my tongs and my knife and get going.
We talked about it, and episodes coming. So I'm making bread at the house, so I got to go home right after this. I tried a new bread recipe, and I'm gonna bake it. That's very unusual for me. And me and you talked about, should we do cooking shows? And we're gonna. Right, and that's something that we could do. We could do quick. You can enjoy doing it at the restaurant, right? And not have to be behind the line and do all that stuff. And we're going to bring that back. That's the creative part of you.
Well, actually, I cook here. I mean, I've never been a home cook in my life, and
Phenomenal
I've been really
stuff.
into barbecue.
Yep.
I got my smokers out back. I've been doing a lot of barbecue, and
Yep.
I do it on my own time. Like I sit and I just play around with
And
things.
that actually relaxes you, right?
Yeah, it is crazy.
Yeah.
It's a crazy thing. But I don't have the pressure of the tickets coming in
No.
and people screaming, "I need table 32.
No, absolutely.
Where's this guy staying?" That's where the stress and the burnout factor comes
So
in.
burnout is real. Well, we hope this helped for some, giving you some sort of idea on what you should do. Take time for yourself. Go on that vacation. Go and look into your hobbies and maybe do them a little bit more. Whatever the hobby. For me, the hobby was work. The hobby was work.
Yep.
Honestly, now the hobby is this. I enjoy doing this.
Yeah, this is fun.
I super enjoy doing this. So
Right.
maybe if your hobby is work like it was mine, look for something else that you enjoy. And for me, it's this. So
Yeah.
I hope this helped out. It was a good episode.
It was,
right?
yeah, it was great.
Good
Awesome.
episode. We'll see you on the next one.
See ya.
Yep.
Shut out.
Yeah, I am shut up at the cannon.
All right.
The cannon.
Oh shit, we're still rolling, right?
Yep.
All right, we're gonna go right to it as soon as I sit down. As long as it's